I used to work as security in a small theme park. Past tense because this fuck up got me fired. This happened a few years ago. This is the most terrifying, shameful, fucked up experience I've ever had in my life. Throwaway for obvious reasons. I'm an alcoholic. Sober for 8 months now. I was going through a really rough time in my life. My girlfriend of 3 years had just left me. In fact, this fuck up happened the same day she left. I don't blame her at all. She deserves someone better than me, for sure. I was devastated, and I got drunk. The fuck up isn't that she left me, but the fact that I went to work drunk. Surprisingly, I went through the day without any trouble. We closed the park, and I don't quite remember how, but I ended up being locked inside the theme park. I assume my colleagues just figured I had left and decided to lock it down. So obviously, brilliant as I was, I decided to continue to drink right there, in the theme park. I went to where we confiscated alcohol. You're not allowed to bring alcohol into the park, so we confiscated. Long story short, I got wasted on confiscated alcohol, and I don't really remember what happened after that. The next day, I woke up in a bathroom stall, still in the park, still slightly drunk, and that's when I noticed that I was naked. Oddly, my clothes were folded neatly on the toilet seat next to me. I just remember looking in the mirror in disbelief. What a fucking mess I was in. Had I known what was coming next, I would have flushed myself down the toilet. I got dressed. I don't know what time it was exactly, but it was before opening time, since no guests were in the park. I needed to get out of there. I wasn't thinking clearly, or I would have climbed the fence and ran as far away as I possibly could have. I definitely wouldn't have gone to the office to collect my stuff before headed home. But that's what I did. And there in the office was my 2 coworkers, who had the morning shift, my supervisor, the theme park director, and to make the matter worse, 2 policemen. They were all gathered around a monitor, clearly watching something horrible, judging by the look on their faces. I moved closer, then I could see it too. It was security footage. The 60s carousel in our park was lit and running, and then I noticed the man. There was a naked man, bent over on one of those horses on the carousel. Arms hanging down on either side. He was either sobbing really hard or humping the horse. I'm a 32-year-old man, and I've never been good at handling my emotions under stress, and this was the most excruciating situation I have ever been in. I was so ashamed of myself. I don't remember what they were saying or if they were talking. I just started to howl like a wolf, like I was just stabbed in my stomach. I collapsed on my knees and started crying uncontrollably. They all turned around at once with the biggest "what the fuck" expression on their faces. I think it took a while for them to register what I was doing and who I was. They must have put 2 and 2 together, however, because they all stood with an open mouth at this point. Still on my knees, I must have realized how pathetic I looked because I stopped crying and I looked at them. They just kept staring at me like they couldn't believe what was happening, and neither could I. It honestly felt like minutes of us just looking at each other. It was awful. The police asked me questions. Don't really remember what exactly I said, what happened, but needless to say, I got fired. Too long didn't read. Girlfriend left me, so I decided to get drunk on confiscated alcohol in the theme park I worked at. Ended up riding a carousel naked. I had to face my coworkers and 2 policemen who just watched what happened on the security camera footage. Oh boy. It's okay, man. You'll find better. And hooray for 8 months.